Yes, I finally visited Singapore, and this is how it all went down.
Next full run coming next November. Thank you.
So, I visited Singapore recently for Token 2049, which is the biggest crypto event in the world. And here I met a lot of people. I met a lot of clients, I got a lot of leads, and here is everything you need to know about it and why you should be attending such events as well. Now, just to let you know, this was completely unplanned. I had not planned my itinerary, I had not planned if I was even going to the event or not, and everything just planned out in a matter of 2 weeks. And to add to that, I did not even have tickets to this event. Yes, I was traveling to Singapore for the event and I did not have tickets for it. So how did I manage it? Now, the first thing that I did was go over to LinkedIn, and over there I searched for Token 2049's organizers. Okay, I wanted to talk to them and see if we can do some kind of a barter deal. So I messaged them and tried to become a community partner along with Token 2049. Now, of course, I was pretty late and it was just less than 1 month for the event. So, of course, I tried my best to talk to the organizers, see if I could get in as a partner, as a community partner, or as a media partner, and if so, what are the steps for it. Now, I wanted to get in 2 tickets, one for myself and one for someone who can record the entire videos, do some vlogs, and that is what I wanted to do. Now, once I got the ticket, I was completely relieved and I started packing right away. I had just 2 or 3 days to pack everything up, so I just packed one of my bags and that's it. Then we set off for the journey. Now, I was pretty nervous because this was my first ever international business trip. So I was nervous, but once I boarded the airplane, I slept right off and then landed in Singapore directly. Now, the entire round trip flight cost me around 21,000 rupees, and I was actually risking it all. The reason for that is because my visa was not even approved and I had booked for the flight tickets. So yeah, I was actually taking a risk. But yeah, everything went smoothly and I landed in Singapore. Now, over there, I landed at Changi Airport. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but there is this amazing mall just when you exit the airport. It's called the Jewel, and it's one of the most beautiful airports that I've ever seen. I literally spent 1 hour just roaming around the airport and looking at different things that were out there. Okay, so next we had 2 options. Okay, first, book a cab and go to the dormitory where my booking is there and keep my luggage and stay over there. The second option was the tough option, which was to go through the MRT. MRT is the metro train line, the underground metro line, which is there in Singapore. So I had never traveled in an underground metro. I wanted to try it out and experience it firsthand. So what I did was choose the tough option because I had no idea about it. I did not know how to book tickets. I did not know how to do all of those things. But I knew one thing, that MRT had a station in the airport. I just didn't know where. So I started searching the entire airport. I thought it'll be small, but I spent a lot of time searching for it. My shy ass would not even ask anyone for help. So yeah, I had to do it all by myself. But luckily, I found my way out. I found the station. I went to Little India where my dormitory cum hostel was there. But there was yet again one problem. The problem was there was no one at the reception. So I actually had to text the people who were there at the hostel. It was already pretty late at night, so I was not even sure if they would reply me back. And at that time, I was thinking that I might have to stay outside for the entire night. Luckily, it went smoothly as well. I checked myself in and the dorm was amazing. I stayed over there for the rest of my stay, and yeah, I had no problems over there. Now, the next day is where we start attending these events, because there are, remind you, 400 plus events in the span of just 6 to 7 days. Now these events are actually side events to Token 2049, which is the main event that is only going to be there for 2 days. So before that, we have all these side events happening. There are so many companies each doing their own side event, and I wanted to attend as many of them as possible. In each of these events, I networked with a lot of people. Now when I say I networked with them or I made connections with them, let me tell you exactly how I actually talk to them and convert them as my client. So the first thing that I do is go up to them and ask what they do. Now, either they are running a crypto exchange and they're working for it, maybe they are having a Web3 project, maybe they are running a DeFi protocol, it can be anything, right? I start talking to them, understand their business, and this is very important. Once you understand their business, once you understand their pain points, that is where you can pitch yourself as the solution for those pain points. So a common thing that I saw with all those companies attending there was that they were trying to expand in the Indian market but did not exactly know anything about it. So that is where I pitched them my services, wherein I talked to them about Watermelon Gang. Now Watermelon Gang is a Web3 marketing agency, if you didn't know already, and if you want to know more about it, you can go check my video out wherein I've talked about it in detail. But over there, I pitched them that, okay, if you guys want to expand in the Indian market, I can provide you with 360-degree marketing, I can help you with social media, I can help you with content marketing, I can help you with digital marketing as well. So over there, I started pitching my services to them. I showed them my past clients, my portfolio, and all these different things. Now, once you start addressing their pain points, the conversation becomes centered towards that person. Now they start feeling important and they start feeling as if you are there just to provide your services to them. And they start having that feeling of, okay, this person is here talking to me for my problems and not just pitching his services or pitching his things just to get money out of me. So after this, I take their Telegram in, I talk to them over Telegram, I send them a short and sweet message wherein all my links, all the details and everything that we talked about just now is included, and I just shoot that message over to them so that they remember me. Now this is something that almost everyone does, but I take it a step further wherein I also click a picture with them and send it over to them so that they remember my face and they also remember the kind of conversation or the things that we talked about. This way, when you are retargeting them after the events are over and once I'm back in Mumbai, which I am right now, I'll be reaching out to them again, and that is where they will remember my face, they will remember the conversation that we had. Trust me, this created that kind of first impression that we are professionals in what we do. And that way, the kind of conversions that we get increased exponentially. But of course, after all the networking, we got over 100 to 150 plus leads. Now, all these leads will be converted to clients, and let's see how it goes. But till now, we have all these leads on my Telegram and all the other channels that we have. Now, all these things were done during the side events. The main event had not even started. Now, once the main event started, which was only for 2 days, there were a lot of people that had come in. All the people who were attending all these side events were coming in as well. And I met a lot of really good people. I met Justin Sun, the founder of Tron. I met Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum. I even interacted with Winklevoss brothers, who are the founders of Gemini, the crypto exchange. The main event also included a lot of merch. We collected so much merch and swags that at the end of it, I was thinking if I should buy a new luggage bag altogether for all these merch that I've bought in. It was really overwhelming for me. Now, after the main event, we then had a lot of parties, we had after parties, we had so many different things that I attended, and it was really fun. One of our Web3 events was even on a yacht party. So yeah, it was quite amazing. Amongst attending all these events, I reserved one day specifically for just exploring Singapore. There I attended Universal Studios and a bunch of different attractions in Singapore. It was really fun. And I think even if you're going on a business trip, just reserve 1 or 2 days just to explore the city where you're going. Once I came back, I started talking to all of these leads. I still am in the process of converting these leads to clients. Watermelon Gang, our marketing agency, as well as MetaRiz, our IT solutions agency, is also doing pretty well. We are getting clients for both of these agencies, and let's see if we can convert any of these leads to our existing client pool. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Do let me know which is the next video that you want me to make, and I'll be sure to make it. Bye bye. See you in the next video.